Hello guys. Okay, my name is Jacob. Welcome to our lecture on limits involving trig functions, trigonometric functions. So we are still on limits. So we are doing the topic with the red color today there, which is limits with the trig functions. Let's get started. So this is theorems you need to know by heart, or I don't know how, but you just have to know them. So you have to know the limit. Okay, the limit of sine x as x approaches 0, it's 0. So this is easy. You're going to substitute 0. So we know sine of 0, it's 0. We know cos of 0, it's 1. But number 3 and 4 are very important. The limit of sine x over x, it's also the limit of x over sine x equals to 1. Then the limit of cos x minus 1 over x is 0. So if you check number 3, if I have sine x, if my angle is x, it must be divided by the same value. For example, if I'm going to have sine 2x, then it must be divided by 2x for this to be 1. If it's not 2x there, you must make it 2x, but you will see when we do questions from the past papers. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here's the first question. This one I think I got it from the study guide. So you have limit x approaches 0 of sine 5x over 3x. So we can see we need 5x for this to be 1, but we have 3x. But we can always play around with numbers. So if I have a limit of this sine 5x, remember sine 5x is the same as multiplying by, if I divide by 3x is the same as multiplying by 1 over 3x. But remember, I need 5x. So if I put 5x here, I must also put 5x here, because it's like you didn't do anything. They will cancel anyway, right? So it's like I multiplied by 5x over 5x, which is equals to 1. I hope you can see that, because this and this cancels. I still have sine 5x over 3x. So now what can you see now? We can see that 5x over 3x will give us 3 over 5. Let me just quickly fix that. So this one will give us 5 over 3. Then okay, this is 5x, sorry. Then what do we know about this bracket? We know this bracket is equals to 1, so which means our answer will be 1 times 5 over 3, which is 5 over 3. There. I hope this was clear. Sometimes they can get tricky, like this one. Not too tricky, but let's work it out. Remember, this again, I need 5y at the bottom, so which means I must multiply by something. Then my 1 over sine 8y, I need 8y at the top, so which means I must multiply by something there. So if I put 5y, which means I must multiply by 5y, because it's like I multiplied by 5y over 5y. Here if I put 8y, which means I must divide by 8y, which is the same thing again. It's like I multiplied by 8y over 8y, which gives me 1. So if you see this 5y and this 5y cancels, 8y and 8y cancel, so we are still back at sine 5y over 8y. So now what do we have now? Now we can see that this is equals to 1 and this is equals to 1. So our answer, we have 1 times 5. This y will cancel the y from the 8. 5y divided by 8y, so we'll be left with 5 over 8, just like that. This is our answer. We have 1 times 5 over 8 times another 1, so this is 1, this is 1, this is 5 over 8, so you can put it there, doesn't matter. Okay, I hope this was clear, but this was not the trickiest. The trickiest, I believe, is this one. Okay, let's work through this one. So first of all, what do we know? We know tan is sine over cos, right? We know tan is sine over cos. If I'm dividing by tan, okay, let me do it step by step. So I'm dividing by another tan for 5t. Remember, dividing is the same as multiplying by the inverse. So this will be multiplying by cos 5t over cos 8t multiplying by sine 5t. Now what do we know? We can separate this if you want. I can separate this to be limit t0. I can leave cos 5t and cos 8t to be alone, because we know these two will give me 1. I know cos of 0 is 1, cos of 0 is 1, so this one, the answer is already 1. Then we work out on the sine. If I have sine 8t and 1 over sine 5t, I know if I have to put 8t here, I must multiply by 8t, because 8t over 8t is still 1. If I have to put 5t at the top of sine 5t, I must divide by 5t. So like I said, this first one will give me 1, because we know cos of 0 it's 1. So 5t, yeah, if you multiply it by 0, it's 0. So cos of 0 over cos of 0 is 1, times sine 8t over 8t is 1. Sine 5t, I mean 5t over sine 5t is also 1. Then 8t over 5t is 8 over 5. So that's our answer there, 8 over 5. And it's done, just like that. Okay, let's do the last one. The last one, we have limit theta approaches 0, tan 2 theta, cosec 4 theta. So we try to simplify first before we change anything. So we know tan 2 theta is the same as sine 2 theta over cos 2 theta. We know cosec is the same as 1 over sine, so there will be 1 over sine 4 theta. Then we can see sine 4 theta. Okay, so another thing we can do here, because there's many things we can just change. Okay, let's do 2 steps. Let me simplify and finish. Okay, so here, because I can see something already, theta approaches 0. We know sine 4 theta, we can write it as sine 4 theta, we can write it as sine 2 times 2 theta, which is double angle of 2 sine 2 theta cos 2 theta. Remember, double angle of sine, sine 2a is 2 sine a cos a. So what happens? Sine 2 theta and sine 2 theta cancels. So we are left with only theta approaches 0. We are left with 1 over 2 cos squared 2 theta, because we have cos 2 theta and cos 2 theta there. And what do we know? We know if I substitute my 0, I'll have cos squared 0. And we know cos 0 is 1, so we have 1 over 2. That's the answer. Okay, the next step I was talking about is taking it from here. Remember, if I'm already here, What do we know? If I have sine 2 theta, I need 2 theta here. So if I need 2 theta, I must multiply by another 2 theta. Then I have sine 4 theta, which means I need 4 theta here. I must divide by another 4 theta. Then I also have 1 over cos 2 theta. Don't forget it. 1 over cos 2 theta is this one here. Then our answer, we can see this will be 1. This will be 2 over 4, which is 1 over 2. This will be 1. Then 1 over cos 2 theta, if I substitute theta is 0, it's 1 over 1. Cos 0 is 1. So you see the answer is also 1 over 2. There, just like that. So you only deal with these two identities, your 2 theta over sine 2 theta, or sine theta over theta, and the other one for cos. Alright guys, thank you. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.